Hello everyone. So today we're going to be using this Let's Resin epoxy resin to resin my cup. I'm going to add some Akoya white eye candy mica powder into the resin to give it a little extra shine. And you want to mix that in there really well till you make sure that that is incorporated fully into the epoxy. And once that is done, I'm going to go ahead and apply that to my tumbler, giving us a nice even coat. You want to make sure you get the top and the bottom of the tumbler really well. Around the edges, I'm going to smooth it out a little bit. And then once I do that, I will go ahead and hit it with my torch gun to pop any micro bubbles or any bubbles that may pop up. And this resin is self-leveling, so it will level itself out. I know you see some streaks there, but you won't see them. So again, I'm just popping the bubbles. You want to move your torch around. You don't want to keep it in one place. You can burn your epoxy. So my next step is I'm going to get the PNGs of the pictures that I want to apply to my tumbler. So I use a program called Affinity Designer. So I'm just going to find that file of the poinsettias, and I'm going to go ahead and bring that in to my program. I believe I got this file from Creative Fabrica. So here you will see I'm just going to go ahead and change the sizes to make them the size that I want. And I'm also going to duplicate them and make them in a couple different colors. Or, sorry, a couple different sizes. So I have that one the size I want, so I'm going to go ahead and hit duplicate and make a couple of that size. Then I'm going to duplicate it again, and I'm going to just make it a little smaller than that one. And then I'm going to duplicate that several times. And I'm just going to group those two and duplicate it again. Moving those around to try and use as much of that page as I can so I don't waste the water slide paper. And then I'm going to duplicate this little one a couple times. I know I don't end up using all of these, but I can go ahead and make a bunch just in case. So now I'm just going to get my font and type in Merry Christmas, because I'm going to put this on the tumbler as well. There, I'm going to go ahead and center it, change the color, and here I'm just matching the color on from the gold on the poinsettia. And then there I'm just changing the font. And then I'm going to do a little bit of an outline and then a 3D effect on the font here. So I'm just kind of playing with the lettering a little bit, seeing what I like, what I don't like. And then I decide to go ahead and duplicate this and do it in a different color so that I can see which one I like better, the gold or the red. So here I'm just going to change the color of the font. I'm going to match it to one of the reds in the poinsettia again. And I forget with the water slide paper, I forget to mirror the wording, so I do have to go back in and do that. But I'm using the no seal water slide paper, which I love. I'll show you that in the next part here. So I printed out, this is called the No Need Spray, and it's great. You don't have to seal it with a sealant before you use it on your tumbler or your project. You can just print it out, make sure it's dry, and then go ahead and put it right on your tumbler. So here you'll see I'm just applying the water slides to my tumbler. And I do go back in and change that out, and you want to use your squeegee to get as much water off of your water slides as possible. So once that has fully dried, you want to make sure it's fully dry, that there's no water underneath there. I'm going to go ahead and do another coat of epoxy. This time I'm using the Turbo, and this is the finished product.